Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hi, welcome, guys. We'll give it just a few minutes for people to join, and then we're going to jump right into getting top view plans as a new feature on Foyr 2.0. Okay. Let me just check out. Hi, Amanda. How are you? Welcome. Just give it another second here. Let some people join, and we'll get started. Good. Where are you joining from? Oh, New York. We're neighbors. I'm in PA. All right. So as we go throughout, as I'm going throughout the tutorial today, if you have any questions, just add them to the Q&A box that's on our screen here. You can add them to the chat as well. I'll go back and forth and make sure that we address everything. But at the end, we'll have a Q&A where I walk you guys through any of your questions. Okay. This should be a pretty quick one today. We just have the one tool to go over, so it won't take too long. Alrighty, that being said, let's get started. I'm going to minimize my face here. So I right now am in Foyr 2.0 version, which is available from your dashboard at the top right-hand corner of your screen. It'll say Foyr 2.0. You simply move the toggle, and then when you open up a new project, you'll have access to this new tool, which is getting top view plans of your space. So I'm going to show you how to access that. So I just have a little studio apartment here. And if you've been using the software for a little while, there is a little bit of a language change here. So export floor plan used to be this view, which is now called download floor plan. So this used to be what export floor plan brought you to and what it looked like. And you would get the top view, but with all of the texture. So it wouldn't be like a line drawing, right? So that's now called download, which you can do here. And this will download as an image file to your computer. And that's accessible from the File tab and right here. Now, export floor plan. I'm just going to delete this out of the way for now. Export floor plan means something different. So when we click on here, now we're going to get this beautiful line drawing top view of our room. And this is the tool that I'm going to walk you through. So first things first, you can have views like this for your floor plan and for your ceiling plan. So similar to 2D mode, where you would navigate between floor, ceiling, and background plan mode, you're going to do the same here by clicking on this dropdown, and you can navigate from floor plan to ceiling plan. Here's all of my recessed lighting and my chandeliers here. And now I can mark up this. You can also save views. So if you're familiar with the rendering tool, we'll get into this in just a second, but you can save your ceiling plan view and you can save your floor plan view and then export those. Let's go back to floor plan and we'll work in floor plan view for now. Okay, so right now this is showing everything. You'll notice that we have our interior dimensions here that we see in 2D mode. We have our square footage of this room and of this room, which is also now available in 2D mode of Foyr 2.0, which is a nice added bonus. And all of our furnishings and decor. So even the pillow is outlined here. My plant is outlined. If I don't need to show that level of detail, if I maybe just want to show the main furniture pieces and where the kind of the walking space is, I can hide that away. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Hi guys, welcome. Just saw new people joining. So up top here, I can click on hide. And this is again, exactly the same as if you were in rendering mode, right? I can click, let's say I want to get rid of the plant, maybe I want to get rid of the pillow. I can click on these individual items, they're going to turn red, and then when I click back on hide or click the escape key on my computer, those are now gone. Okay, or I can hide by whole layers. So if I click on hide layer, and you can just simply unhide these by clicking on them again. If I click on hide layer, it's going to bring up this option here. So I can hide away all of my furniture and just get those interior dimensions. Let's do that for now. I can hide my room titles. That's referring to the square footage. I can hide my ruler, which I don't have any now, but I'm going to show you guys that in a second. So if I use the ruler tool in 2D mode, it would hide that away. And I can hide my dimension labels, which is all of these interior dimensions of the walls. Okay. So let's turn everything back on for now. And let's say you have these interior dimensions, but what you really want to show, or what you want to show in addition to this, is, the walking space between the cabinet here and the chair, or maybe between, the door and where the dresser starts, whatever it may be. What's coming is that the ruler tool is going to be available and active in this export floor plan tool. Right now, simply click back and then click exit. And we're going to add that here. So you're going to grab your ruler tool, which is now located at the top left. And let's say we wanted to map how much walking space we had here. I'm going to click on the chair, click on the cabinet. I can move this out if I need to, or I can just keep it straight. If I needed to add maybe exterior, like perimeter dimensions that are different from my interior dimensions, I could do that as well by clicking on the corner, dragging it out, clicking on the other corner, and then moving it out like this. Okay. Just going to click the escape key, go back into export floor plan, and now you'll see that the ruler tool is also reflected. If for whatever reason you wanted to hide that away, you could click on hide layer, hide ruler, and those would all hide away. Okay. All righty. So once we've kind of established what we want to see and what we don't want to see, I'm going to get rid of some of the decor items for the sake of this. I don't need to see that right now. I added some of the dimensions that I do want my client to see. Now I'm going to go over to the left here. And I'm going to click on material. What I'm going to do is identify what these walls are made of, right? So I can choose brick. We are going to be adding to this list of materials soon. If you have any specific materials that you're using on a regular basis that you need to have indicated and it's not here, do let chat support know, this bubble down here, or you can reach out to me at rachel@foyr.com. We have a few different areas within this tool that we're going to be continuing to add to. So later when we're talking about scale and paper size for printing this as a PDF, if you're not seeing the option that you need, just let us know and we'll add them for you. Okay. So if you need a new material, you can let us know. For now, if I choose brick, you'll see that my walls have been indicated as brick right here. If I were to change it to steel, it looks like that. And then concrete is just plain. Okay, next is elements. Pretty self-explanatory. Let me zoom out for just a second here. First is that you can identify your north-facing wall. So you simply drag and drop one of these icons, whichever you choose, into the space. Maybe I'm going to put it up here. Now I can resize this. I can clone it if I needed to, or I can delete it entirely. I can use a solid line or a dotted line if I have to indicate something, and then I can also add shapes. So you'll see I have this nice outline because I have a rug placed here. Maybe I also want to have like a bit of a runner in the kitchen, but I haven't decided what it's going to be just yet. I could use this rectangle tool, drag and drop, and this is going to be hollow. Can rotate it into place, resize it, and kind of tuck it in just to indicate that there will be something there. And again, clone or delete it if you need to. There we go. So those are our options here under elements. And then the last option is text. Again, pretty straightforward. You simply click, I'm going to drag and drop, and now I can label the different areas of the studio apartment. So maybe I type in bedroom here. And then I can click on edit. I can change my font. I'm going to make this a bit smaller. Center it. And then I can move this and tuck this into place. And I can do that for all of the different areas. Yeah. Oh, and I'm selecting the bedroom. That's why it's giving me that. Okay, so now I'll go back. Drag and drop. I can label my kitchen. You guys get the point, right? Okay. Alrighty. So those three, once you've got this all set, so the very first thing that we did is we headed into export floor plan. The next thing that we did was beforehand, before you go in, set any ruler dimensions that you want to have showing, if there are any. The next thing that we did was we hid away any items that we didn't need to include on our top view. And then we went through and labeled our materials, added any elements and any text that we needed to. What you're going to do next, and this is a really important step that maybe doesn't seem important, but it is you're going to use your aspect ratio toggles here and here to crop out all of the excess white space. And the reason for this is that when we click on export, we don't want to have all of this taking up room on our paper, basically, when we print this out. So I'm going to tuck this in as close as I can get it. I'm going to move this down and use this. Okay. And now that I have this all set, now what I'm going to do is save my view. So again, just like render mode, you don't want to do all getting your angle perfect, getting your lighting perfect, and then forget to save your view. And then you have to do that work all over again if you need to navigate to a different screen. So go ahead and click on save view, save as new view. I'll choose a bedroom view and click save. Or I could label this as floor plan view, whatever it may be. Oops, I hope I didn't just zoom in there. Okay. Alrighty, so now that that's saved, I can access that here. And you'll see if it's a floor plan view, it'll be listed as a floor. And if it's a ceiling plan view, it'll be listed as ceiling. You can save both the exact same way. Now I have two different options for exporting. You can download this as a DXF. It'll just download automatically. I'll show you. And this can be uploaded onto other software. So AutoCAD, Revit, things like that. Or if you'd like to print this out as a PDF, you're going to click on export now. When we do that, just a second, it's going to bring us to this screen. We're going to make some more specifications so that we can print this to scale. Okay, so this is what this is going to look like, right? The very first option here to the left is to simply give it a name, and then that will be reflected down here. So maybe I call this our studio apartment. Floor view. Okay, and there we are. Next is going to be the paper size. So this is what I was referring to earlier when I said, if you're not finding what you need, just let us know, we can add it. You have different paper size options here. And then the next option, which isn't active right now, I'll show you how to activate that, is the scale. So what this is communicating to me right now is that 1 inch on this printout is equivalent to 25 inches in real life. If you want to change this, the first thing that you're going to do is just uncheck the fit to paper, and that's going to activate this dropdown. So click here. Just give that 1 second. There we go. Now this dropdown is active. You have lots of different options here, but again, if you need some additions, do tell us in the chat bubble here. And this is also reflected right down here. So we have our total square footage, and then we have our scale so that we're communicating that to whoever needs it. Okay. If I change it, it'll take just a second. It'll change the size of my plan. There we go. And then I'll click on back on fit to paper. Okay. You can have this as the landscape view that we're looking at right now, or as a portrait view. That's why it's important to click on fit to paper. Otherwise it would kind of be skewed off and you wouldn't get the full floor plan here. Alrighty. So now that you've got this, I'm going to do landscape. I like it better. And the last thing that we're going to do is go and edit our company details. So you'll notice here, I've got a little logo, got my design company name and my email address. And when we click that, that's where you're going to enter that information. So right here, and then you can just upload an image file of your logo if you have one. You can move this around. But what's nice about this is that once you have this information set, anytime you log on and go into export floor plan, the software is going to automatically place these as the default. So you're not having to re-enter all of your company details every time that you export a floor plan. Okay. So from here, if you like what you see, you're just going to go ahead and click on download. And then this is going to download as a PDF to your computer. And here we are. So that is, I told you guys this was going to be a quick webinar. That is how you use the export floor plan tool. Let me go back to editor here. I'm going to click on cancel. I've already saved this. I'm going to click on back. It's going to ask me if I really want to exit or keep working. I'm going to go and exit, and then I will address. I see that there's some questions. So Nicole's asking, can I hide the default labels that are showing? Also, which option to choose for 1/4 inch scale? So 1/4 inch scale is the 1 to 25. Can you hide the default labels? Yeah. So if what you're referring to, Nicole, is let me exit out of this, is the interior dimensions. The answer is yes. I'll show you how to do that just in case you joined late. Click on export floor plan. Okay, so here we are. You're going to go up to hide layer. And then that's going to bring up different layers that you can hide. So if you wanted to hide your interior dimensions, you would hide dimension labels. And that'll get rid of all of these guys. If you wanted to hide your square footage in this room, you would hide room titles. That'll get rid of that. If you wanted to hide any rulers that you had drawn, you would hide ruler. And now you're just seeing the space itself without all of the busyness. So maybe if you just want to show your client like a floor plan layout and they don't need to see all of the dimensions involved, this is a nice way to do that. You can just keep your furniture and decor. Or if you just wanted the large furniture pieces, then you could go in after you've hidden certain layers and hide away specific products. Click on hide again, or just click the escape key on your keyboard. And now you have this nice clean view. Okay. Let me know if that answers your question or not. Alrighty. So one thing that's coming in 2 weeks' time, you guys have been waiting very patiently, it's interior elevation. So this type of view, but obviously in the space from floor to ceiling, we're expected to have that in Foyr 2.0 in the next 2 weeks. Okay, and we'll do a webinar on that as well. So Nicole's asking, if I want to show the measurement in meters as we use it in UK, where do I do that? So you are going to go back here. Oh, you can actually go to file. Let's keep looking. So when you go to the file tab in Foyr 2.0, it's going to ask you to set your dimensions. I work in feet because I'm in the US, but you can go over to meters. And then all of these will be reflected in meters, just the same as it would be in 2D mode if you were working. And there we go. You can see everything's now in meters. Okay, so that's under the file tab and then set dimensions. Good questions. All right. And this is like pretty self-explanatory for you guys, so I'm sure there won't be too many questions going on, but I'll stay on for just another minute if something comes up. Do keep an eye out on the interior dimensions webinar that'll be coming. Awesome. That'll be coming in a couple of weeks. I'm really excited about that myself. All righty. I'm going to go back here. Like I said, the ruler tool will be a separate tool here. So you don't have to navigate back to 2D and then add your rulers in and then come back into export floor plan. That's going to be something that'll be live very soon. Alrighty, I'm going to exit. Okay. And I don't know if any of you were not on the last webinar where we talked about all of the tools of Foyr 2.0, except for export floor plan. Do check that out. It's on our YouTube channel. So I go through all of the new interface that you're working in, the placement of all the new tools. One thing that's really nice, you might notice if you do download floor plan on occasion for your clients, where you get this view, is that 2D mode and 3D mode are now synced with textures. So previously, if you were to go into 3D mode and maybe apply a custom texture to this rug, when you navigated back to 2D, the rug would default back to its original texture. That no longer happens. Everything is synced. So any changes you make in 3D to textures are reflected in 2D and reflected on this top view download, just in case you didn't know. All righty. Okay, well, I don't see any more questions popping up. If you were working in this and questions do pop up, just let us know on the community wall. You can ask any questions. I'm on there every day and we'll be happy to answer you. Or if you have something pressing, just reach out to the chat support down here. Any additions you'd like to see in export floor plan as a tool, do let them know as well. Okay. All righty, guys. Well, I'll see you next week. Bye.